Aljamain Sterling reveals he may move to the featherweight division after defending his title against Henry Cejudo. Aljo versus Henry is not official. However, there is talks that the UFC are targeting that fight for Aljo next. In an interview with the Schmo, Aljo said, "I could see a second round finish, TKO. After I finish Henry Cejudo, I really don't think the bantamweight division has anything left for me. Maybe a money fight with Sean O'Malley if he can get his toenails in order and make sure he stays pretty on the sidelines and healthy. He doesn't want to fight anybody tough at the top of the division because he needs more time to get ready for the grappling, and I understand. We would kind of run through him right now, so maybe that fight might entice me, or I'm probably just going to go up to 145 and let Merab continue the reign of terror on the rest of these guys in the bantamweight division. Could be I got dense bones. I get pretty heavy. People are calling me a weight bully now because they're running out of excuses why I keep winning. I win because I put in the work. I do very meticulous work. I prepare very well. I train my ass off. I cut weight the right way. I show up, I perform, I win. 145 pounds, it would make things a little bit easier. Probably keep my body a little bit more healthy because I don't have to deplete myself as much. I'm 167 this morning. I'm cutting down to 135. It's a lot of weight. Everyone else is doing it. They don't say anything about Islam Makhachev being a weight bully. They don't say nothing about Khabib being a weight bully." Here is Dana White's latest edition of F*** It Friday. This time Dana has a ramen burger.
What's up, everybody? It's F*** It Friday here at UFC headquarters, and today we'll be trying the Ramen Burger. Mix cooked ramen with an egg and fry it with a circular mold to make the buns. Build the burger with a patty, cheese, Asian slaw, and pickled cucumbers. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna eat this. This is gonna be a mess. Holy shit. I can't get my mouth around. Some of you big mouths out there on the internet probably be able to eat this. But it's absolutely delicious. It is way better than I expected it to be. Ramen Burger, winner.
Sean O'Malley and Tim Welch on the Timbo Sugar Show preview Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. They discuss how Volk can pull it off.
Dude, Islam versus Alexander Volkanovski is soon. That's like next week. Maybe next week.
2 weeks?
Yeah. It's before Corey versus Cheeto.
How does Volk get it done? I'm curious.
Gets it done.
Can
You
he,
know what I mean?
like, how does he get it done? Because it's not like you can stay far away from him. You have to be able to stuff his initial shot, then his second up shot, and then his upper body strength. You have to just like have the right reactions right off the rip.
Who's a
sharp.
really good wrestler at Volk's fought?
That's a good question.
I don't think he's really fought anyone like that. But dude, I just still feel like if anyone can get it done. But Islam can throw hands, like good, skilled, technical. He's sharp. You know, drop Charles. But I guess Charles gets dropped a lot. But Charles is saying he wants it back. He's like, that was 10 minutes of a bad night. I am better than that.
Yeah, I'd like to see it again.
I mean, I still think if
you never know though, Volk's sparky, dude. He come up and put a 3-4 piece on him and it's like, wow, out of nowhere, just crack him. It takes Islam to have 5 off minutes.
What if Alexander Bobo cracks him, takes him down,
Head and arm.
Habibs him, and just fucking
Catches his
ragdolls.
wrist and just beats on him.
Last night, Nate Diaz had some words for Anthony Smith. BJPenn.com tweeted an article of Anthony saying that he can't get enough of Dana White's Power Slap League. He's quoted saying, "They're my type of people." Nate replied to the tweet saying Anthony Smith is a dumb f***. Michael Bisping on the Believe You Me podcast gives props to Israel Adesanya for taking the immediate rematch against Alex Pereira. Anthony Smith adds that he believes Izzy is the better fighter than Pereira, and he would bet on him again.
You have to respect Israel Adesanya here, massively, because he was such in a position where he could have sidestepped that fight very, very easily. He could have said, you know what, I have been so busy since I became the champ. I've defended the belt a record number of times. I've been involved in so many of the fights, right? The schedule, the pressure, mentally and physical, was insane. I'm going to take some well-deserved time off. Let the division fight amongst itself. Maybe let Robert Whittaker come in, who is a perceived bad matchup for Pereira. Let him become the champion and then saunter back in and take the belt again. But he hasn't done that. He said, no, I want to fight him again, potentially lose for a 4th time again. You know, I got to say, I respect that. That's pretty gangster.
I think he knows what all of us know, though. He's overall the better fighter. And I'm always going to pick... I would go back And I think that I picked Pereira the first time, but I think I would go back. And even though Pereira did win, if I had to work that event again and make a prediction, I would pick Adesanya, because I think that he showed over the entirety of a fight that he's the better, more well-rounded mixed martial artist. He just got clipped and he just got caught, and then Pereira's got insane power. And I think he's got a little bit, everyone's always got that one, there's that one guy that's got your number. And I think that if you avoid that one disastrous situation, he goes on and wins the decision.
Leon Edwards says the upcoming fight against Kamaru Usman will be a totally different fight than the last time. Leon believes that he's just better than Kamaru and can't see himself losing. Speaking to BT Sport, Leon said this time around it will be a totally different fight. I've never lost in the UK and I've never lost at UFC London, pro and amateur. So I'm taking that confidence into it. I'm taking that confidence of knowing that I can knock him out into it. I'm taking the confidence of knowing that I can take him down into it. I'm taking the confidence of knowing that once it hits the mat and I'm on top, I'm way better. Just all taking into it. My heritage, my story, it's all going into it. And I just can't see how he comes over and beats me. To beat the pound for pound on your worst night, I think that's one of my worst performances as far as career-wise goes in the UFC. To be able to stay calm under that going into the 5th round and get the KO, I think that shows character from me. That shows my mental IQ for the fight game, as far as knowing when to land that shot. I think taking all that into the fight, it's going to be a good night for me. I know he's tough, I know he's good, I'm not deluded. I know he's a good fighter, but I truly believe that I'm better, and I can't see how he comes over and beats me in London. Daniel Cormier warns Colby Covington that if he doesn't stay active and fight, he will lose his momentum. On the DC and RC show, DC said he won his last fight, but time has passed. Time is passing, and being idle isn't the best thing for a guy in a division that's constantly moving. But the moment Colby Covington starts to reinsert himself, he'll be loud, he'll be boisterous, he'll have a lot to say, and people will start to pay attention. And then right away he's back relevant, because we have not seen anyone but Kamaru Usman for a really long time solve the puzzle that is Colby Covington. So I think he will be relevant for a while, but I think he needs to get rolling again, because momentum is key in this sport, and when you don't have momentum, nobody's really checking for you. And I think Colby Covington needs to make sure he doesn't find himself in that place where he is in no man's land, out on an island by himself. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post future ones. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to Islam Makhachev saying that he's unhappy with the promotion for UFC 284. The first one says, I've been seeing more promotions for the Slap FC than anything. Someone needs to slap some sense into Dana. All the fans are expressing how they don't want to see promotion for Slap FC, and instead of realizing we don't want it, he's getting offended and firing back like the fans are personally attacking him. The second one's from Nathan. It says, I'm Australian and I've seen more about Alex de Minaur's straight set loss to Novak than I've seen about Alexander Volkanovski's chance to become champ. No advertising or media attention even in Australia. And the final one's from Javier. It says, Dana out here promoting Power Slap instead of promoting potentially one of the best fights in UFC history. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured on the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. If you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen to get caught up. And make sure to go subscribe to our second channel where we post our exclusive MMA interviews.